I'm currently at one of the Airbnbs that I host in Austin, and in this video I'm going to be using it as an example of the top 7 amenities that I have in here that have increased my ROI the most. I wish somebody made this video when I first got started. Let's get into it. For those of you who don't know, my name is Noah and I've hosted hundreds of stays primarily in North Austin, but I also have a boutique hotel that's under construction in Mexico, and I use my experience combined with the actual data that's working on Airbnb right now to give you guys the best ROI possible, so that way when you implement these amenities you can be sure the guests are actually actively searching for them. First one on my list is going to be a pool just like this one. If you can't afford an in-ground pool, go with something like a cowboy pool or maybe even a hot tub. But for me, in the Texas heat, a regular pool, it gets a lot of bookings. And even though this house isn't as new or as modern as some of the competitors, it has this pool and they don't. So a lot of times I get the booking just because of that. And then when I pair it with turf, cornhole, somewhere to sit like this, people see it as somewhere they can go with their families, which attracts those longer stays and people who have more guests because they come for a reunion, come for something like that, and see that they'll have somewhere to play, somewhere to have fun, and at the end of the day they want somewhere where they can host memorable experiences. Another pro tip I want to share with you guys, if you can afford it, it's going to be getting turf and maybe some fake plants. If you guys can see behind me, these fake palms are going to look perfect all the time. They're only going to last about 6 months because of the weather, the sun, the rain, but still it's going to be a lot better than if you have to trim them, if you have to mow the lawn, get all that stuff in your pool. It's going to get dirty, and then you don't have to worry about any of that if you can just put those upfront costs, especially if you want to automate your business and make it just more hands-off. Number 2 on the list is not going to be as important as the pool, but it's still going to be something that's going to drive people who have families and looking for longer stays. It's going to be outdoor furniture and things like an outdoor propane pit like the one I have right here, or a grill, something like that, where people can host an experience. Because at the end of the day, people aren't looking for somewhere where they can just stay. They're looking for somewhere where they can create memories, like I've said multiple times before. So if you can have this, I got a hammock here. I got over 12 places where people can sit. Even though this Airbnb only hosts 8 people, that way people feel comfortable and that they can do things. If they don't want to just go in the pool, they can see, oh, okay, I can lay in the hammock, I can sit around here, because sometimes it's cold, you know, and you don't want to dip in. Number 3 on my list is actually going to be a fully stocked kitchen. Now, I'm not talking just the pots and pans or any of that, but I'm also including seasonings, silverware, and making sure that you have some sort of coffee station like I have right here. A lot of people overlook this, but if you have just basic seasonings, cooking oil, guests will appreciate that because they don't have to go down the street, and then you're less likely to get a 4-star review because someone's annoyed. Also, appealing to longer stays and families, they're usually in larger groups too that pay more. They don't want to eat takeout every day because they'll see, all right, this gets kind of expensive really quick with feeding a lot of people. If I see in the photo that you guys have the pans, you guys have the pots and all the cookware, that we can prepare a meal to enjoy together and create a better experience, again, that's what we're going for, a good experience. It's just going to make them that much more likely to book their longer stay with you, even if you don't have as nice of a place. But if the competitor, they don't have the pots, they don't have the pans, or right here, you can see I've invested in matching cookware, matching dishes, matching bowls, matching plates. That way it all just looks more professional, like it's meant to be together. When I get a new spot, usually I just go to Target, not that expensive, and just buy all the matching stuff, so that way it all looks cohesive and together. Let's get into number 4 on the list. Ping pong, foosball, basketball. These are all things that families can enjoy together because, again, what we're going for is an experience. People don't want someone just to sleep. People are looking for memories that they could have with their family. And families, by far, as Verbo uses it in their advertising, pay more than just single guests. So if people have a good time, they're more likely to repeat their business with you and just write that positive review so others can see. The 5th one I want to share with you guys is something that modern Airbnbs can't do without. That's going to be smart technologies. Right here you can see I got the Roku TV. I also got the smart locks for the seamless check-in. And another one too is you want to have fast Wi-Fi because people want to upload, download, stream all at the same time. And with hosting multiple people, they all need to have the ability to do these things on your service. Another thing that I want to share with you guys too that I think you're going to find very valuable is when you start an Airbnb, if you're doing it right, you want to have it in some sort of corporation, an LLC, so that way you can deduct taxes from it as well. And if you pay for these streaming services, Hulu, Disney, all these things, you can actually deduct them as a business expense. And then at the end of the day too, nobody's going to stop you from watching these yourself. Number 6 on my list is actually going to be a king bed like the one you see right here. Over 80% of travelers actually look for this in listings they want to book and prefer sleeping in a larger bed. If you have other rooms that this doesn't fit, don't go with anything anything smaller than a queen. If you're going with a twin or something, it's going to be because it's theme based and you're appealing to kids or something like that. But try to get those rollout beds or sofa beds if you're trying to increase your head count. This is going to be if you want to stand out from the competition. Let's say your house only sleeps 8, but you can sleep 10 if you have a sofa bed, something like that. But always try to go for a king and with good quality mattresses, because you don't want anyone to wake up with pain and be discomfortable in the morning. You want them to be happy and write you that good review. The last one I want to share with you guys is the importance of high quality towels and high quality bedding. If you get high thread count towels, high thread count bedding, people are going to experience this and they're going to be more likely to book your place in the future. You might pay a little more in the beginning, but I learned this the hard way. If you go cheap in the beginning, people are just going to be more likely to write you that, 4-star review, and the things just won't last as long. So in the long run, the high quality stuff does last longer, and people do have a better experience just with it if you just pay that money up front. So that's something you definitely don't want to skip. These 7 amenities that I just sharing with you have not only been implemented in this Airbnb, but I've also used throughout my Airbnb portfolio to increase that ROI, primarily here in Austin. But I also have a 15-unit boutique hotel that's still under construction in Mexico. And in this channel, I share with you guys all about Airbnb, the systems I use, and that construction project that I'm going to have up and running very soon. So if you guys like that kind of stuff, make sure to subscribe. I appreciate you watching the video, and I'll see you next time.